pray that these moments we take in a broad statute that we tell us to focus on that.
Yeah.
For instance, we don't have such a thing.
No.
So when people are very curious when we are praying, where is our mind? I mean, what are we looking at? Close your eyes. What is it? What is it? Is it a void? Is it a void?
No, you try to focus on what you're reciting or what is being recited.
So you're listening to what is saying.
Yeah. إذا قرئ القرآن فاستمعوا له وأنصتوا لعلكم تفلحون. The ayah that says when the Quran is being recited, listen to it. The ulama say that refers to the prayer. Yeah. But also to the point, Imam al-Ghazali mentioned something that, let's say there's a verse that speaks about Jahannam. And you get so the verse recited in the prayer is about the Day of Judgment, stuff like that. And you get so caught up in that, and you enter that state of fear and stuff like that, that it causes you to not listen to the rest of the ayat. That's also not, he said that's from Iblis, that's from the whisperings of shaitan. Because the command of Allah is listen to what is being recited, not going to a state of fear of the akhirah. That's not the command of Allah. So it's actually distracting you from fulfilling the command of Allah, which is to listen. So what do you concentrate on in the prayer? What is being recited? What is being said? In the other parts, like when you go down in ruku and sujood, is on what you are saying. So you're saying Subhana, for example, in the ruku', Subhana Rabbi Al-Azim. So you're thinking about that fact that you are negating all imperfections from Allah, who is Al-Azim. So what are you focusing on? The imperfection of God, the azama, the greatness of Allah Azza wa Jal. Subhana Rabbi Al-Azim wa bihamdihi, and that you're being grateful to Allah. And you focus on that type of thing. Yeah. That's why they say when you're reciting the prayer, you got to ask yourself, are you saying it to Allah? Are you saying it to Allah or about Allah? Because the mode is different. Like if you're just saying something, but the presence, like Allah is not there, like you're not feeling like you're speaking to Him. It's like you're speaking about Him. Subhana Rabbil Azim, Subhana Rabbil Azim. It's like, are you speaking to Him or are you speaking about Him? So pray as if you're speaking to Him, not about Him. Like right now, if I'm to ask you right now, when you're talking to me, what are you thinking about in your mind? That question disappears, right? Because you have, so like that, speak to Allah, don't speak about Allah. So when you feel like you're having that, you're speaking to Allah. For example, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Malik Yawmiddin. Iyaka, the whole language shifts straight into a second person. You're speaking now, Iyaka, I'm now speaking to Allah. I'm no longer reciting a thing about Allah. I'm speaking to Him. So you should, by that, that's why some of the ulama say that when you start the prayer, the beginning is sort of like a warm-up. So the opening dua is a warm-up. You're warming up, and then you start this. They said by the time you hit Iyaka, you should be straight into like feeling that I'm directly communicating now. That's why you have the adhan and the wudu and all of these things these things are supposed to prepare the heart. You're moving now, you're moving away. Some of the architects, they say that one of the reasons the masjids are designed the way they are is for that purpose. So like they say that's why the masjids are designed the way they are, because you're shedding layers of the dunya as you move. So you enter into like the masjid yard, you're moving away. So dunya is outside, masjid is inside. That's why you go to the masjid. You move away from the dunya. You're not in the environment of dunya anymore. So you're not, if you pray in your house, and you're still seeing your couch, your TV, your Xbox, you're still in that dunya environment. And you pause your game, you're thinking about what you're going to do when you go back to the game. That type of thing. No, move from the environment. Move, go, and then go to a jama'ah of people. So you're seeing different people standing before God. You go into the masjid and then you start to wash away. Wash away means to wash away the sins. That's the symbolic, that's the whole idea. The sins fall off of the people. So you have that sense of, I'm washing off dunya. What are my sins? My sins are my relationship to the dunya. I'm washing that off. And there are dua that you make in every part of the wudu. So if you're making wudu and you're making the dua of every part, you're starting now to lock in. So I'm moving away from dunya, and the heart is like, I'm starting to focus. By the time you're done with the wudu and stuff, they say that when you walk in now, most masjid have that little like patio, the sahan they call it, the outside parts. And then, so you'll usually go into, so there's yard, you go into like a little step, and then there's usually in most masjid just an area where people sit and stuff like that. This little, and then the door, and then the inside. The purpose of that little space, they say, is that represents the barzakh. There's a space between dunya and akhirah. When we die, there's that life between dunya and akhirah. They say that little space outside of the masjid, the sahan, represents that little space. Dunya is outside, you're moving from that. You go through that barzakh, there's that little space between dunya and akhirah. By the time you enter that door and you enter into the masjid, you're in the akhirah, that you're done, dunya is gone. I'm about to now stand before Allah Azza wa Jal, with other people who are here to stand before Allah Azza wa Jal. We don't care about their activities. This is why jama'ah is important. In the Shafi'i school, jama'ah is mustahab for women. The women supposed to also pray in jama'ah. That's why even in the Shafi'i school, if a husband, if he goes to the masjid, his wife won't get jama'ah at home, it's recommended for him to stay at home and pray with his wife in jama'ah. It's better for both of them to get jama'ah than for him alone to go get jama'ah. Stuff like that. But now you're into the masjid and you're seeing all these people and you don't care about where they're coming from. Right? That's why you don't care what every individual has done. Because they're coming from their dunya, you're coming from your dunya. And now when you enter the masjid, everybody just standing before Allah. I don't care about you coming with your baggage. We're all here just to stand before God. So when you enter the masjid, say that's it. You're in the heart, like your consciousness-wise, you're in akhirah mode. Yeah, so that's why we have all these pre-things. It's all, and then you're supposed to dress in a certain way because they say the way we dress have 60-something upwards. There's a difference among the people of psychology, but like 60% onwards, the way you dress have an impact on the state of mind and the way you're going to act. So behavioral psychologists believe that one method of curbing behavior is by dressing. So that's why, when we go to pray, that's why you're supposed to dress in a certain way. All of that is to change the state. So if we do all of that and still can't concentrate in prayer, then that's a discussion to have. But if people are not doing anything, you're praying and your t-shirt says King Kong, all sorts of weird things you see when you go to the masjid. And then you're saying, I can't concentrate and pray. Yeah, of course. You mean your t-shirt said King Kong. You don't need to tell me you're not concentrating. I know you're not concentrating.